Big day for KCMO, 6:05 on a Wednesday. Glad you're here on 95.7 FM. And you want to make sure that 1 hour from now you are here. I know many of you are, but I understand mornings and life gets busy. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, is going to join us on KCMO at 7:05 this morning. It will be a great conversation. We are looking forward to it. And it was funny. I posted this on Facebook yesterday and on X, and a guy named Charles comments, and he goes, "Are you sure it's 7:05 Central? I don't want a George Brett situation on our hands here." I said, no, it's all good. I did confirm 8:05 Eastern, 7:05 Central. We will not George Brett Mike Johnson, for those of you who have been longtime listeners. That would be when we accidentally called George Brett at 7:05 for an interview, and he was in Arizona. So it was 6:05 where he was, and he was talking Arizona time for 7:05. I was talking Kansas City time, and we got our time zones all mixed up.
Saw Mike Johnson was going to be on at 9:05 on Fox News today, so he's going to be addressing the nation.
So he's addressing Kansas City just before he addresses the nation.
Exactly.
Oh, what a guy. We got him.
Such a nice man.
There you go, John.
I'm still traumatized by the George Brett call. I saw the pine tar thing in Yankee Stadium where he came out of the dugout, and that's all I could picture on the other end. It's 6.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, he was a little gruff that morning, wasn't he, when you called him? You said, I think I just woke up George Brett. Oh, man. Well, we are not going to George Brett Mike Johnson. Number one, because I double confirmed the time in the time zones. And two, he's calling us. We're not calling him this time. Whereas we were calling George, Mike's calling us. So
thank you for the help there.
You're clear. You're all clear on that front, John. I didn't want to put you in a tough spot. So Mike is going to call us. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, coming up in less than 1 hour here on KCMO Talk Radio. Now, this happened yesterday as the government shutdown enters day 8. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, and I assume this is going to be part of Mike Johnson's press conference today, and we will ask him about it first in 1 hour on KCMO, rejected a short-term extension of Obamacare subsidies as part of the effort to reopen the government, calling it a laughable proposition that won't win Democratic support. Now, this is why the government shut down. I really can't stand this topic, to be totally honest, because I've got to figure out a way to not get in the weeds, because I don't want to be in the weeds on this stuff. It's most people are like, oh no, government shut, oh no, what are these idiots doing now? But basically, in its simplest terms, what's going on here is to keep the government open. Republicans said, let's just keep the spending where it's at and buy ourselves a few more weeks as we figure out budgets for the next fiscal year. And Democrats said, no, that's not good enough. We want these subsidies that have been in place since COVID for people who have Obamacare to continue on ad nauseum, even though it costs the country way too much money. And if you guys won't put those Obamacare subsidies back in that you took out with the big, beautiful bill, well, we're done. We're going to shut down the government. And Republicans are like, wait, hold on. We just want to continue the same spending levels we're at right now. We did this for you guys. Can you do it for us? And they're like, no. So then yesterday, Hakeem Jeffries admits to rejecting a short-term extension of Obamacare subsidies, saying it's a laughable proposition that will not win Democratic support. It was a 1-year extension. He calls that a non-starter. This is what you wanted. It buys you at least a year. This is what I don't understand. This is where the politics of this, I can't figure out. You're getting a 1-year extension, which is at least a start. I wouldn't even do that. I mean, I can't believe, to be honest, that the Republicans are negotiating with these guys right now. I tell them to pound sand. I mean, this one is on them. They're giving you an actual offer, which I admit I would not have done. But they said, we'll extend these Obamacare subsidies for a year. And just so you know, too, and this was explained beautifully on this show the other day by Carrie Hall, who hosts one of our weekend shows, America's Healthcare Advocate, 8 a.m. on Saturdays. He does a great job explaining all this in very simple terms. But basically, during COVID, People were making $100,000, $150,000, $200,000, and they were having their Obamacare subsidized. That's nuts. It's also the clear signal of a broken system. When it's that broken where the government feels like it has to subsidize people making that kind of money and they use COVID as an excuse to do it, Obamacare is not working. It's a failed product by a failed administration is exactly what it is. And it was always going to fail. I mean, many of us were like, okay, you're going to basically limit competition, strip out competition, get the government more involved in this sector, and you think it's going to work? You think costs are going to come down? What example in the history of governments do you limit competition, strip out competition, enhance government involvement, and get a better product? Give me the example where that's happened. You won't have to look far because you can't find it. So that's what this is all about. And Hakeem Jeffries got a one-year extension offered to him for the Obamacare subsidies, and he said no to it. And that would have been an off-ramp for him here. So I can't figure out why they would say no to that deal. Because, frankly, it's a better deal than I would have offered, and it seems like it makes everybody look good and save face. And instead, we're back where we've been for the last 8 days or so. Now, you do have air traffic controllers who apparently are not walking off the job, but yesterday was a messy day for flights around the country because of the shutdown. And what you've got is air traffic controllers who are more or less, I don't want to say they're going on strike, but they're taking off because they don't know when or where their next, well, they know where their next paycheck is coming from the government, but they don't know when it's coming. So you've got now that situation potentially bubbling to the surface. And that right there, if we get major delays and messes at major American airports, that will expedite this process real fast. You get those videos, you get those pictures of airports looking like, the day before Thanksgiving on steroids, people sleeping on their luggage. This thing will come to an end real fast. I typically don't like it when anybody walks off a job. I think you have a responsibility to be a professional, no matter how upset you are with a boss, a colleague, a company, whatever. I think you do the right thing. You show up, you be a pro, and you go to your office and do your job, and you do it damn well. That being said, in this case, if it takes air traffic controllers to expedite the goobers in D.C. doing their job, I'm okay with it. When I saw the headlines, I was like, get back to work. And then I'm like, you know what? No. If someone's going to get these guys to move, you know what? Let it be the air traffic controllers. That'll get them both back to the table real fast. It's 6:13. Mike Johnson is going to be here coming up at 7:05, the Speaker of the House, right here on KCMO Talk Radio. We also have 4 chances this morning to win Phil Wickham tickets. He's playing Cable Dahmer Arena tonight. 6:45, 7:45, 8:45, and 9:45 are your 4 chances to win Phil Wickham tickets for Cable Dahmer tonight. That's assuming you win and Mark doesn't steal the tickets from you. But I think you'll be okay. Don't worry. Mark's not going to do that. He's a good guy. But we will do a call to win contest 4 times this morning here on KCMO. Coming up, I'm not going to lie. I saw the headline and this totally threw me off in the Kansas City Star. I'm glad I wasn't reading what I thought I was reading. I'll explain it next on 95.7 FM, KCMO.